Hello guys, welcome back to Rains Academy. My name is Vishal. In this video, I'll be discussing about the light setup and the texturing workflow. The model has been textured in Substance Painter, so I'm showing how to bring those textures here in Blender and do the light setup and the shading network. So stay around till the video is completed. Let's start the video without any delay. I've opened the Dozy model in the Substance Painter, and you should be able to see the model is textured with all the material properties on top of it. So we will be exporting these textures to the desired location. And if I just go to the file, we have the option called export textures. Click that, and then you can change the location of the textures where you want to really save. Just click that, and then you can change the location. So I've selected a folder on the desktop by the name Dozy, and then I'm selecting that. So once that has been selected, you should be able to see we got the export option. Directly we can click and export this particular texture. Right now you could able to see some options like PBR metallic roughness is a template, and it exports in PNG 8 bits, and then you got the size which is 4096, which is the 4K texture. And I'm going to also see which all textures I need to export from here. So once all that options are checked, or which are the presets of this particular shader, which is PBR metallic roughness when I started my scene, and it gives these default things from my new scene settings. So once that is done, I just need to simply click export, and the textures are exported. And also you can export the 3D file. So I'm going to export the mesh, and then from here I'm going to export the file, and without displacement, apply triangulation. I don't want the triangulation here, and click export, and then I'm going to choose the file here, and you can just name it whatever you want. So I'm just saying Dozy mesh, and then save it, and the file is exported successfully. So once that is done, I'll bring this 3D file and the textures into the Blender, and then from there I'm going to let the scene. After Substance Painter, let's bring the model into the Blender software. For that, I've got the default Blender scene. So I'll go to the file, and then we have option called import, and then we have FBX in this listed. So I'm going to select the FBX because my file type is FBX, and I'm selecting that, and then I choose the file from the desired location and then open it here. So the model is almost 1 meter big, so I'm going to select the model, and then reduce the scale, which is right now in 0.01, so I'm going to make it 0.002, and then select the model, go to the front view, and then move that model so that it's rightly placed on the ground. Once that is done, I'm going to create a plane. So go to the mesh and then create a plane there. I'm going to scale this plane a little bit longer, and then select one of the edges here. So select that and press E and then Z to move it upside. Once that is done, I'm going to select this edge and then press Ctrl B to bevel, and then drag that line and then scroll it for so many lines there. So more lines give you a smooth shading there. If not, you can select that model, right click, and smooth shade option, you just need to enable that, and then it becomes more soft. Once that is done, I'm going to scroll this, and then I will also select this model and then move it front, so it's almost close to the wall like that. And then I'm going to navigate close to this model. Once I've navigated that, I'm going to select, I've already got a camera here. I will go to the view and then align view to the active camera. That brings up my camera. By any chance, if you navigate, you should be able to see the camera frame and the model is moving. And then you also, when you're rotating, you're switching to the perspective view. And when you're, zoom in and zoom out, it's collectively moving in and out. It's not keeping the camera intact, and it's not moving the scene independently. So in that case, go to the view, and then here we have this option called camera to view. And then once that is achieved here, you rotate. Now the frame is locked, and then you can able to navigate this nicely. Once that is done, you can go for the shading. So I go to the shading section here, and then I'm going to select the model which is here. And what I'm going to do is firstly I made it smooth shade with this option, and then we have this principled BSDF assigned already to it. So I will just browse those files which we have brought from the Substance Painter. So I'm going to bring the normal map. For that, I'm just dragging that file and just putting it into the scene here. And then I'm going to take a node here. For that, press Shift A, and then go to the vector and then choose normal map. Once that is done, connect the color attribute to the color and then normal to the normal, and then change the color space to ASSCG. That will generally give you the decent result there. Now, once that is done, I'm going to bring my diffuse file. So select that, drag and drop here. Now connect that to the color and then you get the attribute here. I will select the roughness and then use that here. Connect that one to the roughness. I will not use metallic attribute. I'll switch down metallic completely. And then you have this roughness connected to roughness. Now when I changed this color space from sRGB to ASSCG, you see that a difference here, which is almost like what we have seen in the Substance Painter. So do that for all the files to get the correct results. Once you have connected that maps what you have brought, then you can switch back to the lighting view. We also have the emission. So I'm going to bring the emission map here and then connect that emission map to my emission attribute. So open the emission attribute, connect the color and put it into the color. Now you should see the eyes, which are the self-luminance at material property. So if you see this from this view, or even if you can change the rotation of the background, you could feel the difference of the shine what's we are getting here on the model. So I'll reset that back and then I will switch back to my modeling view. And then what I'm going to do is press 0 to switch to my camera and then click the lighting and shading preview here. Okay. And also switch to the Cycles render engine. So I've switched to that here. Now we got some default lighting. You could able to see that. We have some lights. One is, these are the default lights again. You can select that and get rid of that. Even after deleting, you could see a slight ambience in the scene. You could see every model visible. In that case, go here. And then you should be able to see there is an attribute called surface. In that, they have connected a node here called background. So once that is there, you could see that ambience, which is coming from a white ambience basically. So if you are looking for a studio lighting setup, then you could generally use this, which gives that nice ambient fill light. So the values can be tweaked as per your requirement. Once that is done, the most important thing when you're looking for lighting, let's say if you could able to see this particular scene, I could able to see there are two planes visible. One is the front of the clock and another one is the side of that. So there are two planes, and if I take care of the two planes, then that's the job done. Okay. So I need to mainly focus on the planes here. I'll switch back to my perspective view and then press Shift A, go to the lights and then choose the area light. You can use the move tool here, move it up. Okay. You can select the rotation tool and then rotate it. Now, as I told, my camera is here. It's slightly angled. So I'll just put the light in the very similar angle and then rotate it like that. You can also select this particular point and then move. So I just choose the rotation. Okay. Now when I just switch to my camera view and then select the light, you see that reflections on the screen of my clock. Okay. So let me switch back here and then move it closely. I'll switch my orientation to local so that I can move closely. Also, I can select the scale tool. Now you should see that shine is what I'm really expecting. You can go to the object properties and then in shading or the visibility here, you can switch off the diffuse or glossiness where you could able to control those things independently. So I'll just select my light and put the diffuse value to 2 watts. So you get this colors. So I can play with the intensities as per my requirement. So once I've set up this light, okay. So I've just roughly tweaked the values as per my requirement here. Now once that is done, I'll switch back to the view. I'll create another light. So mostly area lights are the decent ones for the studio lighting. So I'll make sure that the line is off camera, and I just wanted that to fill this. So mostly I will move it back, okay, and then also rotate this to the angle here. So you could see I could add some light on the back side. So let me check with other lights. So I'll switch off the light here, and also I'll switch my background strength to 0. And the area light, I'm going to switch off the glossiness. I just wanted this glossy to be placed correctly. So I'm going to move this. So that reflections is what I just wanted. And I can bring back my front light as well. So there are the third plane, which is on the top. It's your choice whether to add that third light or not. But again, as I have ambient fill, I can preferably use this and fill those areas where the light isn't reaching. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will just go to the render, and then we have this option called render image. So I'll open that one, and then you should be able to see my image here without any viewport displays. So one thing is when you're setting up for the final render, make sure that in your EV or the cycles, wherever you are, just check with the settings so that you get best out of the result. Okay, so here you could see my render maximum samples is 4096, which is pretty much high in comparison with my viewport samples, which is 1024. One thing I could see, there is a lot of illumination happening on this side, so just wanted to fix that one. So what I'm going to do is select that light here, which is the second one what we have. I'll go to the object properties, and then we got this light linking, and then I'm going to add my model. Okay, so select the light, drop this model here. So once I've dropped that, you should be able to see the background lighting, what I was getting from that area light is gone completely. And also I can select that light and then choose the properties so that it just comes down. It's not too hard on the model. So let me go back and then choose my render image, and then give some time to render that file. So this is how the render is going to look like. It's still rendering because my samples are, you could see it's still counting on, and it goes on, but for the screen display it's pretty much okay at this particular time. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you got any questions related to this, please let me know in the comment section. And then if you are looking for any such tutorials, please let me know. It would be great. And thank you for subscribing, and see you soon in another video.